Welcome to this episode of Breaking Out of the Box, the show that teaches you how to break down the walls that prevent you from progressing to become the best version of yourself. Here is your host, Dr. Jeffrey L. Fannin, neuroscientist, author, international speaker, and worldwide trainer.
And so I spend a lot of time looking at the brain, measuring the brain, working with the brain, and helping others. And so even though I've written 3 books and have started this blog channel, this YouTube channel, to help people understand about breaking out of the box. Who are we? Where are we going? How are we going to get there? So being able to not only understand the science behind some of this stuff, but also being able to measure these kinds of things. And is what you're doing working for you, or is it not working for you? So that's one of the reasons why we created Breaking Out of the Box. We build these walls around ourselves, and these walls are what we call our world, the way that we live. So the 4 walls that we're dealing with, one is the perception of other people. They've told us who we are, whether we're smart, whether we're not so smart, whether we are good looking, not so good looking, whatever it is. So they have told us who we are and what we can do and what we can't do. The sad part is a lot of times we believe them, and yet they may not even know what they're talking about. The second wall that we are dealing with deals with the world's perception. And that means you're supposed to go to school. You're supposed to get good grades. You're supposed to meet somebody. You're supposed to get a good job, develop a family, and teach them what it is that you know. Then the third side of the box deals with our ability to deal with our own identity. You know, who am I? You know, I can do this. I can't do that. You know, I'm really good at working with wood and working with my hands, or I don't enjoy doing that at all. You know, as a neuroscientist, I used to change my oil in my car as a teenager because it was very easy. I had a Volkswagen back then. To do that now is too much of a chore. So I don't do that, and I don't do it well because it's not a good use of my time. The fourth box we look at is how we learn. And we learn through adversity. It's not the book you read or the video that you watch or the podcast that you listen to. That's information. Those are words. Those are things to help educate us. It's different than learning. So when we are learning, it is the adversity that we learn from. Let me give you a quick example of that. When we look at Hernan Cortez, the conquistador that discovered America. And so he showed up on the Mayan Peninsula in 1519. And so from there, he got his men off the ship, and they kind of set up their camp and so forth. And I think that happened in March. And then in July, he burned all of the ships except for one, which he went back to Spain in, and burned all the ships, sunk them to the bottom of the ocean. Now, these men had to deal with the adversity. They couldn't bicker about being there. They couldn't change their circumstance. They simply had to deal with it. They learned from that adversity. We are no different. We learn from the adversity in our life. It may not be as severe as that, but we are going to use the adversity in our life. And we'll talk more about that in other episodes of this. But I wanted to acquaint you with this YouTube studio, with the what we're going to do here on Breaking Out of the Box. And that is to teach you the information and the techniques and the tricks of what do I do to build a new box. Because ever since the pandemic, and this is one thing I've noticed with a lot of people, they had to go inward. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do anything. They had to look at themselves and say, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? And because we couldn't do things, a lot of people did not know how to do that. They did not know how to create a new normal. They did not know how to create within themselves who they are. And it said, if you want to know a person, look at the measure of what he does or she does. And so our behavior is based upon our subconscious beliefs. And a subconscious belief is nothing more than a thought you have over and over and over again. It's recorded in our subconscious. Now, here's the kicker, and that is that our thinking brain only participates 5% of everything that we think, say, and do. The subconscious participates 95% of everything that we think, say, and do. And so let's take a very quick example with this. Let's suppose you want more money. And so your conscious, your thinking brain is doing the desiring. It says, I want more money, I want more money, I want more money. And so it has to find out what the rule about money is. So whether you learned that growing up from the family you were in, teachers, well-meaning friends, wherever you learned it, it does not matter. The principle is the same thing. We have an event in life. We put some meaning to that event, and we add some emotion to it. We call it a cognition. And that cognition fires off. So the thinking part of our brain runs down to the subconscious, says, what's our rule about money? And so the subconscious says, oh, money. Let me look it up. Money. You don't deserve money. And so money never comes to it. So we will be talking about how do you change that? How do you deal with things in your life as you're living in your box and it's not turning out the way that you want? That's what this blog site is all about. The blogs that I am posting on thoughtgenius.com will help you understand. So there's 5 of them posted now, and the 6th one is due to happen at midnight tonight. So every Friday we post a new blog out there so that people can continue to learn what it is. And so that is the basis for this YouTube channel, Breaking Out of the Box. This is to help you break out of the box. And so we want you to understand what is necessary, the 4 walls that you're dealing with. How do you deal with those walls? How did they get there? What is it I need to do to break those down so that you can be the person you want to be and attract the life that you want to live? So thanks for being with me today, and we'll look forward to other episodes in the future. Thanks. I'm Dr. Jeffrey L. Fenn, PhD.
Thanks for joining us today for Breaking Out of the Box. Remember, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. See you next time.